City Buzz is here at the Philadelphia Center for Anti-Aging, and I'm with Dr. Ficchi, who his goal is to make you look and feel your best. Hi, Dr. Ficchi.
Hello, Felicia.
I am really happy to be talking to you. We met at a bridal expo.
Yes, we did.
And I just loved your vibe. I loved your, employees' vibes. And I just think that you guys do such an amazing thing here, and everyone needs to hear about it.
We're excited. So excited about bringing this to South Philadelphia, bringing this to the people in the area, and excited to talk about it.
Yes, so we're going to just jump on in.
Okay.
I never interviewed a doctor before, and like I said, this is not an interview, so don't get nervous. This is a conversation, and I'm so amazed by your story. So tell me, what made you want to be a doctor?
Oh, I can remember the instance. Very young, probably in the second or third grade, I had a role model, my cousin, who became a physician, and I honestly remember looking at him and saying, "That's what I want to do." And the funny thing is, I never thought about doing anything else.
Well, from being in like second and third grade,
it was a moment that I still remember.
I love that. Like you, did a childhood dream and made it a reality.
I took a childhood dream and was scared to death that if it didn't happen, what was I going to do?
Hey, I get it. Believe me. No, but that's really cool. And that was your childhood dream, and you did a lot of your schooling in Philadelphia, correct?
I did all of my schooling in Philadelphia.
So what schools did you go to?
Well, I started at Stella Maris.
Oh, right around the corner.
Down the street.
Right down the street.
Down the street. Walked to and from. We even walked home for lunch.
My dad used to tell me that. My grandma would set up the lunch and they would walk home. And now people just eat lunch in school.
Exactly.
But that's really nice.
And then Bishop Newman.
Okay.
LaSalle College. And then the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, Philly strong.
Philly strong.
That's great. And now you're here.
Yes.
And tell everyone about your location here and why you chose this location.
This location, they say in real estate, everything is location, location, location. Well, it's the same thing with what we're doing. There couldn't be a better location in South Philadelphia.
I agree.
They talk about on-street parking, off-street parking. It's not just that. It's not having to go into Broad Street or down Broad Street or into the city where it can be horrendous to try to park, or going into Center City where the prices of parking are ridiculous.
Yes.
But the accessibility also, 95, 76, Penrose Avenue Bridge, Broad Street, it's all right here.
And there's nothing like the Packer Park area. And I just think that you're safe coming here. And the people here, they have it right in their backyard.
Yes, they do.
And I want to hear, you did a lot of different practices, correct? And now you're here.
Yes. I started in family medicine.
Okay.
And I started family medicine in 1987 in South Philadelphia at Snyder Plaza, at Front and Snyder.
Okay.
I've had a few offices, a couple on Broad Street, and eventually now we're here. But that journey from family practice to anti-aging saw some different iterations. Family practice was great until it wasn't with managed care. So you had to be a chameleon, and I changed and I started evolving, doing multidisciplinary pain management, physical therapy, occupational therapy, chiropractic care, in my portion, the medical injection care, all in the same under the same roof. So that was the start of actually what we're doing today as far as anti-aging.
Okay. With
different modalities, which were honed with my injections during the pain management portion of my journey.
And at Philadelphia Center for Anti-Aging, you have a lot of different treatments.
Yes,
and we're going to talk about every single one of them.
Okay.
Because we need everyone to know what you have to offer here.
That's right.
So the first one I want to talk about is your anti-aging treatments. How can you, some results that people have done in management.
Well, let's face facts. We all are aging. We're born and our cells are dying when we're born. So you're not going to stop that process, but we can slow it down. What I mean by slowing down is different supplementations we could take, different forms of IV hydration with different minerals, supplements, amino acids. All of this is geared to helping the cells slow that aging process down at the level of even your DNA. So that's what we try to do here.
I think that's like really interesting. And some of the things that you do here were really something that caught my eye, your vampire facials that you do.
Right.
What is the real term for that? Because, you know, me, I'm saying the vampire facial because that's all over social media. But I don't know any other place that does that around here. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so vampire facial is the colloquial term for PRP, or platelet-rich plasma, applied to the face. Now, it's applied by two different methods. You can inject it, or you can do a microneedling to the face. Now, what that does is it creates an inflammatory process at the skin level to now accept that PRP, which is rich in platelets, and platelets are rich in growth factors. So now the skin is absorbing those platelets, and those platelets are helping the skin produce more collagen. That scaffolding that's under the skin that we start to decrease as we age, the anti-aging effects, the visual effects of anti-aging, wrinkles, fine lines, sagging skin. All of these, we try to enhance the appearance of the skin, which then looks as if we are stopping the skin from aging.
And you're using like your own blood for that, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
We extract the patient's blood.
Okay.
We put it in a centrifuge and we separate the large cells, the white cells, the red cells from the serum. So when you come out of the centrifuge, you see packed reds and white cells in the bottom, and you see this yellowy clear serum at the top, and that's what houses all of your platelets. Those are the important anti-aging growth factors that we apply to the skin, either under it or on top of it.
And is there like any downtime or anything that people have to do for that?
A vampire facial that you're speaking of, the downtime is just that one day.
Okay.
That one day you'll see that redness probably for about 4 to 6 hours. The next day you might see some reddening, but by the second day, third day, you're back to your normal activity, putting makeup on, etc.
And is there like just microneedling? I have heard of that at like different places. It's not really painful.
Not at all.
No, okay.
No, I mean, we do use a numbing cream.
Okay.
But I've done it without numbing creams, and it feels more of a vibration than it does a needling.
Okay. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it is.
And you guys also do IV?
IV hydration.
Yes.
IV hydration has multiple needs or multiple reasons for doing it. I mean, we've all experienced hangovers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well, hangovers are dehydration and too much sugar causing headaches and vomiting. Well, you can utilize something like an IV hydration with different medicines or supplements to counteract that, and within an hour, that hangover is gone.
And like, would you guys do like parties and stuff? Like, could people come here and be like, "Hey, bachelorette party, I'm here"?
We've done it.
Okay,
Yes, yeah.
That's really neat. Because where was I? I think I was in Sea Isle City, and a bunch of our friends, we went somewhere, and I remember one tasting like Fruit Loops. Does that make sense? Okay, yeah, I remember one tasting like Fruit Loops. I was like, I taste actually Fruit Loops.
That's right. You do get a taste in your mouth.
That's really neat. And gut health has always been an issue for me. I know that you guys do a lot of things for gut health here. Please enlighten me and tell me what you have to offer here for gut health, because not just me, but a lot of people suffer with that.
Peptides.
And what is peptides?
Everybody knows what a protein is, or
Yes.
they've heard the word protein. Proteins are long chain amino acids. Peptides are small chain amino acids, anywhere from 3 to 50 amino acids strung together to facilitate the body for certain bodily functions. You alluded to gut health, but there's a certain peptide that will stimulate your pituitary gland to produce its own growth hormone, kind of turning back the clock. BPC, body protective compound, very influential in gut health, repairing the gut lining from inflammation and from damage secondary to food or toxins from food or the environment.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
Is there, I know weight loss was one of them. Does that go into gut health, or is that like a totally different animal?
We do use peptides for weight loss. In fact, one of the first peptides that was ever introduced was insulin.
Oh,
So insulin is a peptide. As with the Ozempic and Wegovy's of the world, these are peptides. We utilize them. They're GLP-1 agonists. We use them to regulate blood sugar, decrease your A1C, but also for fat burning and for weight reduction. And obviously, everybody knows what Ozempic is, and it's amazing what it's doing.
I agree. A lot of people are on it. That's a lot of people last summer said it's the Ozempic summer.
Of course.
I did not get on that bandwagon of the Ozempic summer because some people have a little bit of misconception, and I think that I'm one of them, and maybe you can help me realize that maybe I'm wrong. So I was like reading a lot, and I kept seeing things that said like eventually it can mess up like your bone density and stuff like that. What are your views on that?
Short term, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what you're seeing when someone reads the side effects, they read like a book.
Yes.
So you have to take into consideration something like bone density loss. That's something that wouldn't occur for a long time.
Okay.
So if someone does want to lose some weight, it's very safe. They're very safe compounds.
So what you're doing here is more like short term. Like if you have a goal, you're able to help that person get to their goal, and then it's their job to like maintain it themselves.
Everything's about getting to that goal and
Yes.
maintaining the goal by educating and understanding what foods do to our bodies. It's not just what the fats do and it's certain foods, especially the grains in this country, they produce, they cause the body inflammation. What that inflammation does, it causes pain, it causes water retention, it causes weight gain. So these compounds are very safe to use to counteract that.
I remember me and you having a conversation before about a book that you told me to read. I remember the cover. It was a piece of bread. And that's what it talks about pretty much, about like how our grains have all of this junk in it.
You don't know that every grain in this country, by law, has to be sprayed with folic acid. Now, the problem with that is our bodies cannot assimilate that folic acid in that form. So what happens? The deleterious effects of eating that grain, the inflammation that it causes, the weight gain and the fluid retention that it causes, the gut issues that it causes. I mean, we talked before about gut issues and about celiac and about, and that's what that book is geared toward. The doctor who did that book, his main focus when he started that was with celiac disease. And then he came to the conclusion that this is for everybody, that we should be avoiding certain foods to avoid certain deleterious effects.
And, for me, I've pretty much talked about my celiac disease and the gluten-free stuff that I have to do on almost every episode because it's just a part of me and a part of my life. And one of the things that I have to personally get every other week are B12 injections because of the celiac disease, I ended up getting pernicious anemia.
That's right.
So you do B12 injections here, and
Yes.
I found out that I have been giving myself the injection wrong this whole time. You told me the correct way. So tell everyone about your B12 injections that you do here.
Well, B12, it's first of all, to get to that level, we do lab work on everyone.
Yes.
We want to identify, is there a B12 deficiency? Is there an anemia? Is there an iron deficiency? Or is the thyroid functioning properly? What does the blood count look like? What's your vitamin D level? We spoke about that
Yes.
earlier. So we want to get a snapshot as to where we may be focusing certain treatments that we do. B12 being one of those treatments, low energy, as you were talking about anemia, iron deficiency. B12 is essential in immune system boosting, in helping with energy. So yes, not beside B12, If you are doing something like one of those GLP-1 agonists for weight reduction, we use methionine and acetylcholine with B12 to help burn fat. So it's again, there's so much that we can offer.
Yes, and like me and you, we talked about the whole the vitamin D thing earlier.
Yeah.
You're teaching me so much. I mean, my husband wanted to, strangle me because I said to him, I have to take this like vitamin D, and he's like, you need to take the K2 as well, and I'm like, yeah, no, and then you told me, and here I am walking down the aisle grabbing the vitamin. I'm like, you're right. No, it's just so crazy. Like a lot of these vitamins and are things that we need in our bodies, and some people need to listen to their bodies, and you're able to help us with some needs that we want.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, do you take insurances here, or how does that work?
No, this is all
more of like cosmetic.
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's all out of pocket insurances.
Gotcha.
There are some services that we do, like the GLP-1 agonist, the Ozempic, the Wegovy, that with your insurance company may reimburse you for.
Gotcha.
Because we do have patients that are getting reimbursed for that, but all our other services
More
are.
of like a cosmetic.
Exactly.
But you send people out, you do a consultation when they first come in.
Correct.
You do blood work. So you
Correct.
can kind of see the whole picture. That's
Yes.
what I really like about you. It's not like you're saying, oh, you want to do this? We're just going to get started. No, you want to see the full picture before you get started and just start picking people with needles.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you want to understand what it is they're complaining about, but what those complaints are stemming from. Mm-hmm. So a blood, obviously, with blood tests would tell us certain things that we may need to know when it comes to hormones, when it comes to blood counts, when it comes to vitamin levels.
Speaking of hormones, what are some of the hormone things that you offer here? Like if someone has like a hormone imbalance, or does that go hand in hand with everything that we're speaking about, or is there a specific treatment for that?
There are specific treatments for specific imbalances.
Okay.
So again, if you're a male, we're doing testosterone levels. So as testosterone is the dominant male hormone, it's also produced by the ovaries for women along with estrogen. So we'll identify this, and it's an easy treatment with weekly injections. And what men usually come in and complain about are, beside low sex drive, they're not feeling like they're 40, 50 years, they're not feeling like they did in their 20s. Their mood is a little off. And we address this with testosterone replacement.
I love that you also do things with men, because a lot of the time when you think of like cosmetic stuff, a lot of women are doing it, right? But you do these different things that men can also do as well.
Oh, and talking about men, and look at male pattern baldness. Mm-hmm. We spoke about PRP earlier. Well,
Yes.
PRP for not only male pattern baldness, but female pattern baldness, thinning hair.
Yes, because you do the hair is that what
Rejuvenation,
Yes.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's really hard for me to say that word.
Isn't it?
Rejuvenation. Okay,
Yes.
I got it right.
Yeah, I mean, PRP, like we talked about with the growth factors and the platelets, it stimulates the hair follicles.
How do you do that?
That's done by injection.
Okay. So say like someone has like a little bald spot, you're able to, what do you inject them? Just the
They're
Their
PRP.
blood.
They're PRP.
Oh, so the same thing you would do on their face.
That's correct.
That is really neat.
The growth potential, growth factors of the platelets are amazing.
That's really neat. So like, everything's really going hand in hand here.
Yes.
PRP seems to be like a really like,
It's kind of a buzzword. I mean, it's been around for a long time. It's really starting. I guess Kim Kardashian could be credited for the vampire facial,
Yes.
which really brought it into the public. But you hear more about PRP with hair regeneration. And
well, I definitely don't need that, but I definitely need that facial. So I will be coming in for that one.
And we'll be doing that on the podcast.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a little reel on that, so stay tuned.
Yes.
But you do the hair.
Mm-hmm.
What are some other things that you do? Let's see what we got here. The rejuvenation therapy. What do you consider for people to get? Like I know that there's a wide range.
Yeah, well, you talk about neurotoxins like Botox. Mm-hmm. You want to start early. You want to stop those wrinkles from forming or from really forming deep. So you'll start in your 20s or 30s to do some Botox to the forehead.
So rejuvenation therapy, we spoke about all your other things. What are some of the therapies that you have to offer? Any preventatives?
Yes. So when you talk about rejuvenation in your 20s is a lot different than rejuvenation in your 40s and 50s.
So people do this in their 20s?
Yes. You want to do this as a preventative measure also. Neurotoxins such as Botox or Jeuveau. These will help stop those wrinkles from forming, help fine lines from forming, and the depth of those wrinkles.
Oh, so maybe my, I just actually posted a reel that I said, oh, wow. I said something and my whole forehead got all scringly and like, I don't know. I was like, okay, Felicia, you're getting old here. This is not good. So I always thought that in your 20s, like everyone's like, oh, you're too young. You're too young. You're telling me like that's not the case.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And again, you just want to start young. And as we age, this anti-aging is all the catchphrase now. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
Is how do we stop the appearance of aging? So in your 20s, you're not appearing older, but you're going to know that you
get the wrinkly.
With those wrinkled
Please, I was
forehead,
devastated.
you start early, and you can prevent the severity of those wrinkles from occurring. Now, as we start to age, you start to see your skin
like drooping a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's from loss of hydration, loss of fat in the subdermal levels. So we go back to the PRP. Placing a little bit of PRP under the skin helps to volumize it. It helps form those collagen scaffolding for the collagen to bind to help plump that skin up.
Now, I'm someone who's like really, really crazy, right? Like, so when you say plump that skin up, that's not going to make you look fat in the face, right?
No, it's going to stop you from having that face look droopy.
Okay. Because I'm like a psychopath. Because I'm like, oh my God, does that mean plump, fat, big cheeks now?
You wouldn't be coming here for that.
Okay.
You're not in your 50s and 60s.
Gotcha. That's more of if someone's like losing some, like even in their cheeks, like it just...
Fat.
Gravity.
With age, fat lessens.
Okay.
Gravity is not your friend.
No.
And so this will help to counteract those natural occurrences such as aging, fat reduction, gravity, all of that.
All right. I'm learning. I'm learning so much. I'm going to be a pro after this, and everyone else at home will be a pro too. Tell me about one of your most rewarding moments.
As we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
I started in family medicine. This journey of my medical journey brought me to anti-aging. Recently, I had a girl come to me. She was in her mid-30s, and for 20 years was with traditional medicine for severe colitis and irritable bowel. In 2 months, with taking a certain peptide, she just couldn't believe that she didn't have the pain and the suffering that was accompanying her last 20 years. I told you this before. Without a doubt, this is the most gratifying medicine that I've done in my career.
Yes, I know that wellness is very important to you.
Yes.
Clearly, and you've done a lot of different practices, but this one's very different than what you've done before, and you seem very happy and satisfied. And you've told me before that when you are helping a patient, like it brings you joy. And when you're doing something, you want to love what you do. And I love this for you. This is great.
Thank you.
And you have a great team.
Yes, we do.
Tell us about some of the people that work with you.
Oh, well, the back people you won't see, Barbara and Randy have been with me forever. The people you'll see up front, Megan and Alexandra,
yes,
will be greeting you as you come in, and I couldn't do it without them.
When I tell you, both of them were at the expo.
Right.
It's just so crazy when you meet both of them. It's like you've known them for 1,000 years. Mm-hmm. We hit it off very quickly and like brought you in the mix. Mm-hmm. And it was just really, when you're here, I feel like everyone is just so kind and nice and not judgmental and just, it's all about a vibe. And it's so nice in here. The way that you decorated, it just looks like real clean and I don't know the word, like clean and sophisticated.
Oh, thank you.
I love this. Clean and sophisticated. And you have to have a good staff behind you, even though you're doing a lot of the work. Like, you have to have a good staff behind you because they're the ones greeting everyone that comes in here.
Well, let's face it, I couldn't do it without that.
Yes.
It's a team, and and everybody loves what they're doing.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really nice. And people can just call and make an appointment. Is there an online, you have a website? Like, how does that work?
Philadelphia Center for Anti-Aging, there's a website, phone number, it's a call for appointments.
And you have social media pages?
Social media, Facebook, Instagram.
And everything's on that. And when they make a phone call, your hours are?
Weekly.
Okay, your hours are weekly. And from what times to what times?
9 till 5.
Oh, okay. So like a regular work day. That's great. And we're going to bring it back to your daughter, Alexander, right?
Are we?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Your family life.
Yes.
I want to hear about it because I spoke to both of your daughters before.
Stephanie and Alexander.
Yes, I spoke to both of them, but we never spoke about your wife. So how did you guys meet?
We met on a blind date at the saloon.
The saloon.
Yes.
I feel like the saloon is such a popular spot, right?
It's popular in our house.
Yeah, it's the best in the city, I think.
Without a doubt.
Yes, and like, how did that come about? Like a blind date? I would take a nervous breakdown. I guess what? Knowing you now, I don't know how you survived the blind date. How did you do it?
I guess I had a little more confidence right then. I don't know.
How'd you do that?
It was a spur of the moment. It was very late at night. It was at 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday night. Just a friend called up, meet me down here, whatever, and let me know that I knew he was seeing someone. Oh, by the way, she's bringing a friend.
No way.
Yeah.
Was this like on purpose? Or just bringing a friend?
I don't know the answer to that. I think it was just bringing a friend, to be honest.
No way.
Yeah.
I really think this is incredible.
Yeah.
So Philly is like the home ground for you guys. It's like full circle.
Grew up in South Philadelphia, back here, feel great about it.
Yeah.
Love the location.
Yes, it's so great.
Yeah.
You're a South Philly guy through and through.
Without a doubt.
And your daughters are very successful. One's a doctor, correct?
She's a PhD.
PhD, okay. And what do they do?
But I have 5 daughters.
5? Oh my God. I only thought you had 2. 5?
No, 5, yes.
I didn't know the other ones.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless you. 5 daughters.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, and you're the only male.
No, I have a son also.
Oh, you have a son. Wow, you have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How is that household? I feel so sorry for your son too.
he didn't have it easy, but now it's like,
yeah.
he has so many mothers.
So that's really like, so I lived in a house. It's my dad and my 2 brothers, and then me and my mom. Mm-hmm. And like the guys overruled my home, but really me and my mom were the boss.
Of course.
You and your son, though, were really outnumbered. Really outnumbered.
We did have a male dog, too.
Oh, okay. So that counts. You have to get the animal to be a male.
Yeah.
That's like a necessity in your house. That is crazy. Your family events and parties must have been really...
They're amazing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Family is very important. And I'm floored that you have all these children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is crazy. And incredible.
It is. It was the best.
That's great. So I have a fun question to ask you. I hope we have a fun answer. Just kidding. So everyone needs to know that you're like a genie, granting some anti-aging wishes. I feel like that's you.
Okay.
What would a wish be for yourself, since you care and help everyone else? What is a wish for you that you would ask a genie?
I guess it would be to be able to do this for a long time, to be healthy enough, to be able to do what I want to do, to give back, to give to the community and do this.
You're giving back to so many people, but honestly, like that answer was because you want to help more people. Yeah. And that's what's so great about you. Like your persona, like you just care so much. And like being you, like I said, like we've just met like maybe a month ago, right? And I really feel like family. Like I feel like I've known you guys for so long and you truly care. Like you've asked about my son, asked about, how's everything going with me? Like we sat down and just had a nice conversation about life.
Yeah.
And when I walked in that one day, you said, so tell me about you. Yeah. I want to know all about you. And like, that's why I wanted everyone to know about you, because you're just such a great person. You're doing such a great thing in the city of Philadelphia. And I hope people knock on your door and say, hey, hit me up with some Ozempic or something else, because we have a long list of things we offer here, yes. Right? Tell us about any hobbies that you have. I want people to know more about you. Any hobbies?
Hobbies. I guess the number one would be golf. Funny story. I started when I was very young, walking down Moymensing Avenue, carrying golf clubs in South Philadelphia, walking to FDR.
And that's down the street.
Down the street. And that's when I started playing golf.
But you just decided, hey, I'm going to grab some golf clubs and walk down the street.
And I don't think back then you saw a lot of people walking down Moymensing Avenue with golf clubs.
Exactly. Yeah. They don't have that golf course no more, right?
I know.
No, but that's such a memory.
It is.
And it's like we said before, full circle, like you're literally, your business is right down the street from there. Yeah. That's amazing.
It is.
They're really making like the lakes really, really nice. Like I was talking about to a lot of people, the park that they have down there, they're building the community up. Like this community's already built up, but like they're doing a lot more things. And I love that. And you're right in the middle of it.
It's great.
Yes.
Talked about the location. It's fabulous.
Golf is also really popular. A lot of people my age, and I don't know if it's because we're getting older, but like you were doing it at 13, right? Like a lot of my friends are playing golf. I actually worked, my mummers club. We did like a golf outing. Mm-hmm. They did it in November. I was frozen solid. They did a golf outing. Please, one of my videos. I'm like, who does a golf outing in November? But yeah, like a lot of my friends like golf. So yeah. Is it common?
It's very common.
Okay.
I mean, things like Topgolf anymore.
Yeah.
Getting families involved, getting children involved. I used to play a lot of tennis.
Yes.
Tennis was a very big sport a long time. Tennis has taken a backseat to golf, definitely.
It seems like when you're a kid, a lot of the times like parents are like pushing like baseball, basketball, football, soccer. Mm-hmm. But like not many parents are pushing like golf and tennis, which also, is a very calming, thing. But also like tennis, I think is like, I would never be able to play tennis. I would never be able to catch the ball ever. But the Lakes has all that stuff.
I played many times at the Lakes tennis courts.
Mm-hmm. So make sure if you go to the Lakes, do a little run, a little jog, and jog your way down to Philadelphia Center for Anti-Aging, right?
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Tell us any final remarks, any words of encouragement, for people that are like unhappy with themselves and their appearance.
Stop in. We could sit down and talk. Whatever that may be, whether it's not feeling just feeling good, feeling tired, not liking your appearance. I think that we got something to offer you.
Yes, I agree with that. Like, and even if you aren't 100% sure that this is something that you want to do, you're willing to sit down and talk to these people and make them comfortable and just say this is something that would be great for you.
I think so.
I think so too. I think that this was a really great conversation, and thank you for teaching me so much.
Oh, thanks for stopping in.
Yes, I really appreciate it. You're going to do a lot of great things here. You might have some events that you have planned, right?
That's right.
And everyone needs to check out your social media pages to stay on top of that, right? Yep. And so thank you so much.
Thank you, Felicia.
If you need some rejuvenation in your life, Dr. Ficchi at the Philadelphia Center for Anti-Aging is the perfect spot for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms, The City Buzz. Make sure you subscribe on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, and YouTube. And remember, keep your eyes on the city and your ears on the buzz. I love it.